What is true love? There was a man who had asked this question, and he asked this question to a Sufi saint. The man had asked, "What is it to be a true lover? What is true love?" The Sufi saint said, "Sit down. I will tell you a very short, simple story. So simple that if you miss to understand the significance of this story, you may simply miss the answer to your question. You can only understand this story if you are able to feel it." The man smiled and he sat down to hear the story. His whole life he had been searching for the real answer, for the real thing. And so the Sufi saint started narrating the story. In the city of Rome lived a lover and his beloved. One day, the lover knocked at the door of his beloved, and his beloved asked, "Who is it?" The lover replied, "It is me." And his beloved said, "Go away. This house cannot accommodate you and me." The rejected lover left, but instead of returning to his home, he went into the deep forests. He left everything, all of his possessions, and for a long time he meditated in the deep forests. And the more he meditated, the more he became aware, the more he became conscious. Days passed, months passed, and now there was a glow on his face, a soothing aura, and a joy that knew no limits. Every day he would meditate under a huge tree and would survive on the wild berries and the river water. Life was simple, and he would rejoice in his own bliss. Everything was same, but he was not the same. Now there was a flow of consciousness in his life. One day, when this lover returned to the city, he went to meet his beloved. He knocked at the door again, and then his beloved asked the same question, "Who is it?" And this time, the conscious lover replied, "It is you." And the moment he said this, immediately the door was opened and the merging of two lovers happened. The Sufi saint smiled, stopped his narration, and said, "So did you get it?" And the inquirer said, "Yes, the answer has come. Only those who are ready to become nobodies are able to love. If you are somebody, then love never happens." True love is not about I. It is all about you, the other person in our life. His eyes became wet. What a symbolic story. With gratitude in his heart, the man simply touched the feet of this great Sufi saint. How simple and beautiful is this story, and how significant is the message. When the lover replied, "It is me," it was all about him. And later, when the same lover replied, "It is you," it was all about her. Love is when the other person's happiness is more important than your own. The power of consciousness is incredible. Through meditation, this same selfish lover becomes a selfless person. How wonderful is this transformation! Just a touch of consciousness, and life is on the right track. On a much higher perspective, the lover in this story also symbolizes as a lover of God who seeks the divine. And the beloved in this story is that divine. But unless and until you drop the I, the merging is not possible. The doors are not going to open up. How wonderful is this? How beautiful is this? To experience that oneness, the I must drop. And the moment you drop the I, the you, that is the other person, wells up. And that is when the doors open up, and then there is no looking back. Then the merger happens, then the divine bliss of oneness is experienced. Meditation happens when the I is dropped. Love happens when the I is dropped. To experience divine love, you have to become a nobody. If love is all about you, then love never happens. Love is not about possession, love is about appreciation. Love is giving freedom to the other. Love is an unconditional gift. It is not a bargain. When you love, you simply love. Love is to recognize that the other person, is precious, is important, and has value. The success of love is in the loving, it is not in the result of loving. Love can make a great celebration out of your life. But only love, not lust, not ego, not possessiveness, not jealousy, and not dependence. And such a love makes you full of fragrance, full of light, and full of joy. The true glimpse of liberation or moksha is found in the grace of divine love. It is a myth that liberation or moksha can be experienced only after death. In fact, the divine masters had experienced liberation very much when they were alive in human form. To love is to see the divine in the person beside us, and to meditate is to see the divine within us. The greater the divinity, the greater is the love. Divine love is true love. And such a divine love is beautiful, and it is only divine love that can fill your heart with peace and bliss. Ordinary love is selfish, darkly rooted in desires and satisfactions. Divine love is without condition, without a boundary, without change. The flux of the human heart is gone forever at the transfixing touch of pure love. If you are to love, then love something of the divine, something superb, something that transcends things, something that transcends forms. If you can grow in love, you will grow in awareness. If you grow in awareness, you will grow in love. Divine love always has been and always will be the answer that you seek. The essence of true love is always found in the eternal cosmic ocean of divine love. And it is the grace of this divine love that transforms your life into a garden of bliss. Meditate.